Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is Wellness and Nutrition with Dr. Markovic. In today's video, we're going to be talking about protein. Now, there's a lot of good and bad information out there about protein that we're going to be talking about today. The major part about protein, just like carbohydrates that we talked about, it's another fuel source for your body to give you energy to keep you moving. Protein, unlike carbohydrates, one of the major points to factor is whatever protein that your body does not use by the end of the day as energy, your body will actually excrete out this protein. You will probably either urinate or defecate that protein out. So, protein would be one of the macronutrients that we would likely want to maximize in people's diets, and you can have a little bit more of, be more liberal with. That way we can lower the amount of carbohydrates in your diet. And as we talked about in the last video, we do want to minimize those carbohydrates so we don't have that excess fuel that ends up, unfortunately, like we said, going to our bellies and our behinds and make us bigger in ways that we don't want to be. Now, when it comes to proteins, there's a lot of different things that can be said about them, but they're just major important factors that we need to know. It's one of the main nutrients that helps us build muscle, helps our brain function, and helps our overall fitness levels. Now, contrary to popular belief, simply consuming a lot of protein will not just give you large, bulky muscles. Actually, quite the opposite. Protein is designed to give you lean muscle. Now, when you have protein, though, it is best utilized after a workout, not necessarily before a workout, to help that muscle get repaired. Now, when we have all these types of proteins, the amount of protein that you have in any given day is going to be really important. The rule of thumb that I like to tell most of my patients, if anything, is right around the 20-gram mark of protein. Typically speaking, most people can easily absorb 20 grams of protein. It's generally going to be in your system for about 2 to 3 hours or so, and it's going to help keep you fuller for a longer period of time so that you don't feel as hungry in between your meals and have that urge to eat. The reason why 20 is important up to 25 is your body can only absorb but so much protein. If you have 30, 40, 50 grams of proteins, your body will likely not be able to absorb all of that and you will literally urinate out the difference. However, that's throwing away food, and that's food that you can be enjoying at a different time, thereby not making you as hungry and not making poor choices. So we'd really want to utilize that to our advantage so we can spread out that protein amongst the whole entire day. But more importantly, when you have that much protein, you need the muscle mass in order to support it. The only people that can truly absorb more than 30 plus grams of protein at a time would be people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and bodybuilders and things of those nature, and that is not the way that we are built, as opposed to the way those people are built. So that's not going to be in the things that we're going to be talking about today, but sticking more so into our realm in terms of people that don't have that type of metabolic or muscle needs. So any about 20 grams of protein with each of your meals should suffice just fine. Now, keep in mind with proteins, you can have them in many different ways. A lot of the things that I do see is protein shakes. Now, to be clear, a protein shake should really be used as an addition to a meal. It really should not be a meal replacement in and of itself, unless you do not have any other choice. But protein should be then cooped with a carbohydrate and some fat so that can be all absorbed together. But protein will be one of the mainstay nutrients that you're going to want to have in your body, so that way that it's going to help you not consume as many of those other products. So examples of protein that we see, that would be like chicken or any of the other white meats. So that would be like chicken, turkey, fish, things of that nature. Vegetables, big source of protein as well. So that would be any of your green leafy vegetables, things like kale, arugula, collards, Brussels sprouts, whatever you may enjoy or wherever you may like. But most importantly, keep in mind on how you prepare these products. I'm a big fan of chicken myself, but if I eat it breaded, unfortunately that breading is now going to be a carbohydrate and take away from the quality of food that product is. So how you prepare things is important. However, it's not necessarily about having them being fried or unfried as much as about staying away from that excess carbohydrate like we talked about in that prior video. So with the proteins, you want to make sure that you're being mindful in how you're preparing them as well. So the most important thing is just don't add any excess carbohydrate to your protein. So you can bake it, you can broil it, you can barbecue it, you can do it however you'd like, but just be mindful to not add that extra carbohydrate. That concludes today's video. This is Health and Wellness with Dr. Markovic, and as always, be well and be well to each other.